Final session, man.
Okay, Flip. How you doing?
I'm alright. I'm alright. What's up, man? How you doing?
Thanks the creator, I'm well.
Okay.
So what's on your mind?
There's a lot of things on my mind. First, I think that the anger management has been a help because I had a misunderstanding coming into the building. So, but I didn't react. I just walked away. I think I didn't say anything too rude or disrespectful. So
Mm,
that's on my mind. But also like it's been an eventful week.
okay, tell me more.
Um, just eventful. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where to start. The week has been eventful. I've been going back and forth with different people. I mean, I had a viral moment on the podcast with my brother, Dr. Marc Lamont Hill, and that's just been all over the internet. And just to see how people describe me and what they say about me as far as being insecure or feeling inferior or feeling like my position is in question. That's things that stuck out to me. But hey,
Can you elaborate? I mean, about this situation. You mentioned Mark.
yeah. Elaborate on the Mark Lamont Hill situation. Just two brothers on the show. Um, I was already going into the show, so we do like a grading system, and the show before the argument, I did well on the show.
You mean each one is graded?
Well, yeah, like amongst the cast members sometimes and amongst the higher ups.
Okay,
So I would get a call from the higher ups like, "Yo, you did real good today. Today was good." So that's a
okay,
grading system to me.
okay.
So I know my performance was good, and then I got a call. Uh, so I filmed Tuesday, and then I got a call Thursday while I'm in Baltimore that I'm just gonna come in for the Patreon. So now there's a main episode that shows on YouTube all over, and there's one on Patreon that's behind the paywall. So I called Joe and I said, why am I coming in for Patreon? He said, "You'll just come in for Patreon. I'm gonna pay you for full day. Just come in to Patreon." And
And what does that mean for Patreon?
Patreon is the paywall. Is we shoot 2 episodes a day. So we
Mm,
shoot the first one, then we shoot the second one, and the second one that we shoot goes behind the paywall. Patreon is a paid subscription site
okay,
where you pay to watch.
okay, got it.
Anyway, long story short, I came in, but I came in late.
Mm,
So it was an insult. I came in like an hour and 30 minutes late. So, you know, Joe feel like, hey, come on, bro, like you coming in late, an hour and 30 minutes late. That's disrespectful. And I told him when we had the conversation, there's nothing that I can say to you because you'll be 100% right. Like I shouldn't have came in late and stuff like that. So I came in late, and I was already, I already had, I was already just aggravated and frustrated just with what was going on outside. And then when I sat there, me and my brother Mark Lamont Hill, we got into an argument, an exchange, and back and forth, and that's when it went viral, and that's what it is. And the back and forth was basically, I told Mark they were talking about something about pay. One of the co-hosts asked, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill said, "I don't feel like everybody should get paid the same
okay,
as far as the pay grade."
yes.
One of the other cast members asked, like, "Well, who are you referring to?" He's like, "Yo, I'm not gonna do that. That's not what I'm doing. But I don't feel like everybody should get paid the same." Cool. I started to engage with him back and forth about that. Then I
What
proceeded.
did you say? What did you ask?
I didn't ask anything. I just tell him like, I forgot what I said there, but it morphed into a bigger conversation where I told him I'm a team player, meaning like if Joe come to me and say, "Flip, I need you to sit down," or "Flip, I need you to come once a week," or "Flip, I need you to come twice a month so I could pay somebody more," I will take that because I believe in myself. When I mean I believe in myself, meaning that I'm willing to go outside and work and get and acquire what I want. It's not a shot at anybody else. So when I say I believe in myself, is that in my mind, not in my mind, but I have my own movement that I work on. Also, I believe that I should give the best to the Joe Budden podcast, and I feel like all the opportunities that was given to me, I can. If my man asks me, yo, I need you to sit down, I'll sit down, as long as it's done respectfully.
Okay.
As long as it's respect, yo, hey, yo, I need you to do this. It's respectfully and conversation and reason. Then I sit down. So I was telling my brother Mark that I'm like, yo, I'll sit down. But Mark questioned, like, are you sure you're a team player? And he started to question some things because of my past behavior on the show, my arguments with the cast, my aggression with the cast, me making people feel away, making people feel uncomfortable, me making people want to just have conversations with me about how I'm making them feel. So that was his point, and it was a valid point.
Okay.
How can you say you're a team player when in the team or in the infrastructure up here, people have a lot of complaints on you? You get the most complaints, which he would be right. And I was telling him that, so that was the back and forth. And then
Okay.
that one thing went from another, from that, and then I said that, you know, Joe made a joke about, which was a joke because Mark winked at me. Joe made a joke about, like, Marc Lamont Hill coming behind the scenes and saying that he needs to get paid more money, and if he has to take mine or another co-host money, he will. But that was all a joke.
Okay.
As a joke that
Yes.
that the boss curated for conversation.
Okay.
But I chose, because of how my day was going, I chose to take that serious.
You came to the set with really some aggravation before you were late. I mean, all the dynamics.
Exactly.
So the interpretation was a negative interpretation, even for
Yes.
it was a joke. That's the way that you
That's
perceived
where
it.
yeah, I did that on
Okay.
purpose. I took it
Okay.
like that on purpose.
Okay.
Because I have no proof of Marc Lamont Hill doing that.
Okay.
I don't have proof.
So what did you do?
I don't have proof of him doing that. What I did was I told him that he tries to he because they have a community that he goes and he frequents the community, which is it's not a bad, it's a great community. I have my own community, but he has a community, and I feel like when Mark came in and got involved with the JBP, you know, he communicates with the community, which is a great thing. You should communicate with the community. You should make the fans feel appreciated. They're paying their hard-earned money.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I just always chose to be a rebel and a black sheep.
Okay.
But there's a saying that I made up where, even though I'm the black sheep, that doesn't mean the black sheep does not want to follow the herd. So, meaning that, you know, when you follow the herd, just because I'm the black sheep, that doesn't mean I want to go a different direction. You see, the herd usually goes in one direction. If I'm the black sheep, I do want to follow the herd. I just want to do it my way. So the overall goal, I do want the overall goal to be accomplished, but I want to do it my way. And the overall goal would be the success or the way I contribute to the Joe Budden podcast, the success of it.
But can you see that, you know, you're talking about different parts within you.
Uh-huh.
Being kind of like the rebel.
Yeah.
Yes. You call it a black sheep as well, which is a negative term.
Yeah, it is.
But at the same time, you want to be a team player.
Mm-hmm.
That's simple the reality that you describe.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that there are different forces within you.
Mm-hmm.
And that could create a conflict, naturally.
It can. I mean, what I'm saying is that as well, is like I said, let me just bring you back. So, you know, I was accusing Mark of doing that, and I was accusing, because there's a lot of, because of my personal issues that I've been going through, my performance on the show has been lackluster.
Yes.
And I'm grateful to the Joe Budden Network and the JBP for allowing me to be there and go through my issues in real time.
Yes.
I'm appreciative. But I was going through, you know, that's what I mean. I was going through a lot. Man, it's a lot.
Of course.
Like 6 weeks, 7 weeks of these things. And the people don't understand it. The people don't care. What the people care about is you putting on your best performance. And I did what I can do. You know what I'm saying? I try to do the best that I can do, but that's not an excuse. That's on me. Maybe I shouldn't have come in, but maybe I shouldn't come in. I should have took the time off. Sometimes you have to work. You got bills to pay. You got family to feed, and you just got to go. And sometimes you just want to work through it. You want to work through it. There can be 1,000 excuses. You just want to work through it. So my performance has been lackluster, and the people online have been pointing it out. But I avoid the community because I have my own community. I stay in my own world. But I do see it because it's the community is a powerful one.
Yes.
So you'll be able to see and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when Marc was saying these things about me, and they talked about pay, I felt like they were playing in my face. They were just playing with me. Like, to even say that on there, and I just felt like, because of the narrative that's currently being painted because of my personal issue, is being used against me. And I ain't like that.
Okay.
So when he said that, I told him that you do things by communicating and try to garnish favors while pointing out the flaws in everyone else.
Okay.
And by pointing out the flaws in me, when you point out the flaws in me, it's belittling, it's demeaning, and I look up to you as a man or as a doctor, and I respect you. I respect who you are, so I won't want that. And he respects me as well. So I'm not gonna act like he don't respect me, but in that moment, this is what I was saying in my mind. I told myself this. In my mind, my mind was spinning, and I'm like, I'm gonna say this. And that's what I said. I said that to him, and then I said that whatever he does, by him doing that, is some sucker shit. And he thought I was calling him a sucker. I said no, and I clarified it, and then it blew up from there.
Okay. And so it seems like you came up to the set really triggered, not in a good mindset. And you mentioned about the joke that was given. You took it seriously. It's also because you felt that the audience, in some ways, say you're not as performance was not as good. And in some ways, you kind of like really revert back to Marc, and in some ways you try to point things about his wrongdoing.
His wrongdoing, that's wrong. That may come off wrong to me.
Yes.
Because it may not be wrongdoing.
Yes, wrongdoing. Yeah. It's from your perspective,
Yeah.
that he's acting in a certain way,
Yeah.
that is not kind of like exactly as honest team player in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you could have done differently, in retrospective, to not to go to that route and escalation?
One, come on time. One, come on time.
Okay.
Two, not take it so serious. Not be so upset. I think that, you know what it is too. I'm gonna say this. Because of my weeks, that's why we're here. Because of my weeks of issues, the issues that I've been having for weeks, and things start to look around and look good, and when I start to get back my groove and I start to move again, for me to be told I just want you to come in without any explanation. I want you to come in later instead of my usual time. That it bothered me, because I'm like, well, what's going on? You know what I mean? Because if any time to tell me to sit down, it would be when I was going through what I was going through. But now I'm on fire, so I didn't understand that. And sometimes it's not meant for you to understand. Now I understand. It's not meant for you to understand. It's not my business, right? Like, I gotta stop taking things so personal. And this is the issue of doing business with your friends, right? Because you hold them at this standard when I shouldn't. I should respect the business. They weren't rude. He wasn't rude. He wasn't disrespectful, and he said, I'm gonna pay you. So I for some reason, I felt the way, because my mind started to play tricks on me. It's like, yo, I got a call, I did great. Why am I sitting down the next show? They don't understand what happened now. Because there's always something that happened, and it's just a lot of things going on, a lot of moving pieces. So I should have just respected it, come in and be a performer, perform. But what I do is that I hold can you stop that real quick? It's distracting me. It's moving. Thank you. I hold him on my friendships at such this. Oh, I put it on the pedestal, and I just expect everything to move as, yo, you my brother, you my friend. Let's do this instead of just moving business. And that's my problem. My problem is that I need to get business oriented instead of looking at everybody as my friend. Because where I come from, friendships, moral friendships hold value to me. If I call you my friend, I'm expecting you to move a certain way as my friend. And that's unfair to the person because their view of friendship may be different from mine. And on top of that, they're running a business. And if you hold that friendship card above, you're just basically saying, I can get away with whatever I want. I can get away with whatever I want, or allow me to get away with whatever I want because I'm your friend. And that wouldn't be right. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, but it's very interesting that you're saying that you're looking at the relationship as a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
But this is interesting. If you look at that,
I'm talking about Joe Budden. I'm talking about the leader of the show.
Joe or Mark or the team member, whoever it is.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, if you want to maintain that friendship, the goal should be the friendship.
Explain.
The goal should be the friendship. Meaning, obviously, when I'm in a relationship with you, I don't want to antagonist you. I don't want to.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I don't want to make you upset or angry, because I want to preserve that friendship. Obviously, there is something that have been done that created escalation. So maybe it's not the friendship that led you to be, because, you can take a stand. Yes, you can do it with a respectful friendship way. But something happened that created that escalation. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the friendship, he said, you're attacking me. No, you're attacking me. Everybody thought that it's not done in a friendly way. Where was the breakdown? And why, that, okay, you didn't see things clearly, as you said, that led you in some ways to rather than saying, you know what, I feel sad, I feel upset that when you're saying that, I don't like that, or maybe can you explain to me what do you mean?
But then that contradiction makes me a hypocrite, and I'll tell you why. Because
Which kind of contradiction?
Because it's like we're talking about two different people now, right? Now the boss of the enterprise was a friend that I knew for a long time since I was 15.
Yeah.
He brought me into his business, a successful business,
Yes.
so I could show who I am and display my talents.
Yes.
I'm telling you that it's unfair to him for me to keep using the friendship card when he's trying to run a business. Because if I keep using the friendship card, I'm basically saying I want to get away with, and I just want to do whatever I want to do because I'm your friend. But friendship and business, if you do have a friendship and business, just really friendship and business is not supposed to mix. But if you do have friendship and business, you're supposed to respect your friend's business. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Right? You're supposed to come on time, supposed to be respectful, make everybody feel comfortable. I mean, and he holds me down because I have a dynamic personality. But because of the friendship, it can be looked at by others that because you have a friendship with him or because you love him, you let him get away with a lot of stuff. Because I do things. I do things, and in corporate America, it would have got me fired a long time ago.
Okay.
So off the strength of friendship and understanding who I am and believing in me, he let me stay up there. So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I have to try. I'm going into this saying that I no longer want to use that friendship line. I want to come in and respect the business and treat it like a business. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
I'm not talking about mom, I'm talking about Joe, the person that hired me.
Yeah, and I think the respect is the key. Respect to Joe, respect to everybody else. Respecting to whoever it is in real life. Yes.
Yeah.
Treating anyone with respect. Yeah, and I think, how is it done? Yes, to whoever it is, to each member of the team, or to Joe. So I think the respect is the common ground. Would you agree?
I agree. I think I think what I would do different, to answer your question, I did go around, was just be a team player. Because because Mark proved his point by me reacting that way. And I realized that later on. I'm not supposed to let anyone take me off my square. I'm not supposed to. So Mark winked at me regardless, man, we joking around, we doing this just for the thing, like, what you doing, Flip? And I'm a person that if you dig at me, I'm gonna try to claw your eye, bro. I'm gonna try to take your eyes out. I go so deep and I go so deep and I change the energy of it. I'm a mood shifter. So what I would do different is just play along and just not make it a big deal because I didn't have to do that. I could have just said, yo, all right, yo, but I'm here to show. I'm here to put my foot forward. I'm gonna show you that I could do it. I could have just made it simple and plain because regardless of, I don't think Mark meant any harm in that moment.
Yes.
I don't think he meant harm in that moment, even though I could take it that way. I could perceive it, but it's like I was just being negative from the gate. He was saying to me like, yo, we on the same team. I said, no, we're not on the same team. But he's been working there for a year.
Okay.
I chose to do that. I didn't have to do that. Yeah, we all on the same team. I love you, bro. I chose to say, no, we're not on the same team. I chose to be ignorant. I chose to have an ignorant stance. And where does that derive from? Am I mad because of, when I think about it, like I might have been mad because I just had to come in late. I came in late. I disappointed my man. I see his face. He's sitting over there looking like, you came in. He texted me, yo, what are you doing? Why are you coming in like you crazy? So there's like, yo, why would I do that? I don't want to make anyone feel that way because I'm truly appreciative. I'm truly appreciative that the platform has put me in a position to show who I am to the world. Not the skit guy,
Yes.
not the loud guy, not the aggressive guy, just to show the real me and to rebrand myself.
Yes.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's this word of appreciation and gratitude is really key to the respect that you want to bring. And here you go. I mean, now when you reflect back, again, something triggered you, and you become emotional, or some level of being upset, disappointment, and again, we talked about these uncomfortable emotions that slowly and gradually, if we have that, it's narrow our perspective. Yeah, it's some kind of like a delusional. And you said, oh, my interpretation of the situation was negative. Yeah, but if you could have been a little bit light about that, yes, you would not have that probably perspective toward Mark, toward the situation.
I think also where I went wrong, I wouldn't have stood up because I did stand up.
Okay.
And I shouldn't have stood up. I shouldn't have stood up because now you're calling a man out. Not only did I say he acted like a sucker, but I'm calling by standing up. It's a form of aggression. So if we arguing, I just go like this.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have did that. I don't like that I did that. And I did that. Ego, my pride. It's like, yo, come on, I'm not allowing ego and pride. I'm just, I want to share something with you too. It's something that's happening, a shift in my life currently. And it's been back-to-back issues when it comes to me outside and fights. I had a fight on the Parkway. I almost had a fight the other time before I got here. And I had another fight. And then now it looks like I'm getting up to entice this man to fight me. Even if he's moving and doing all what he's doing, I look like I'm getting up and being aggravated. And in that moment, I did think about me coming to anger management. That moment when I stood up, I thought to myself, don't be aggressive, but I shouldn't have stood up, but it was too late. Stood up already.
Yeah.
And I wasn't aggressive. I was just like, yo, man, all right, whatever. I was just doing that. And I wouldn't have stood up. I wouldn't have stood up, and I wouldn't have continued what I did. Because at the end of the day, let's say Mark was doing it on purpose. Let's say that's what I just gave in to him. I gave into the fact that he's aware that I will be a crash out.
Yes.
He's aware that if I push,
push
his
your
button,
buttons and
you're
then
gonna react.
you're gonna
I
react.
gave into that, and I don't like. That's one thing I don't like about myself. I don't like to be predictable, and I feel like at some times and at some point, yeah, at some point and sometimes I'm too predictable.
When you say predictable in that case, I mean, again, he pushed your buttons, you reacted, and that's true. That's what we're trying to deal with anger management, because strength is not about reaction. It's about being mindful and doing the right thing, because otherwise we let our emotions control us. And we talk about kind of body language. Standing up when it comes to confrontation, this is the last thing that you want to do.
Okay.
The power or the facial expression, tone of voice, movement is very, very strong. And we talk about anger management in general. Stay calm, sit, but don't really create kind of like an aggressive movement. But it's automatic. You don't think about it, and good for you that you really recognize it and realize that. Yes.
Do you think that I am? Do you think that I'm still manipulating just everything? Do you think I'm manipulating life? Because I am fully aware, but I keep doing it. How many times am I gonna give a reason for my action? How many times would the reason be suffice?
That's a great question, and we have to separate two things. It's like, how many times I understand that I'm doing it wrong and I'm doing it again. How many times I understand that but I don't do that. How many times people in their life know what they need to do and they don't do that, and they hurt themselves in some ways. It just shows that the power of the habits that we have been instilled with us for so many years, since childhood, have been ingrained in us so deeply that it's not only important to understand that intellectually, we need to practice that. People comes to me and says to me, listen, you wrote a book, okay, let me read the book. I don't need to come to sessions. I don't need that. I said, okay, that's just going to simply theoretical. But once you come, you commit to the process, yes? And you work on yourself day in, day out. You journal, you write, and you work every opportunity that happens in your own life. You use it as an opportunity for you to change your behavior. Like everything else in life, everything is a practice. So it's not just by understanding that, it's kind of internalizing it deeply into your own essence and doing it. But the fact that we start being aware, self-aware, this is just the beginning. But you can look at yourself, from Flip today, Flip 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I believe there was you can testify yourself. There was a progress. Are we able to totally eliminate that? Maybe not for now. Do you know what I'm saying? But there is a progress. And progress is important to recognize. So, are you changing? Probably yes. Are you still making mistakes? Probably yes. Are you still, some people triggers you and you react? Probably yes, but hopefully we can reduce that frequency in which we are triggered. Yes, the level of emotionality and intensity is less. So, is that answer your question?
It does. I understand what you're saying.
We wish already to be in the place that we are not going to be triggered. But we're human beings. We are also emotional. And like you said, you came up late, you had a stressful work, you had some problems with your wife or whatever it is. That's also built certain level of emotional intensity that we don't have the capacity.
But why? But even if that's the case, why am I bringing it to work? There's a saying in the black community, and you leave your problems at the door.
It's a statement. It's a beautiful statement. But are we capable of doing it?
We should be. You don't think so?
We aspire to. Let's be realistic. Let's be simple and realistic. We don't have to, you see, as much as I'm a psychotherapist, oh, we should be loving, caring, justice, and all these beautiful values. We should aspire to that. But let's meet ourselves where we are in a truthful way. And only when we recognize that, then we treat the process in a gentle way. We cannot deny that people are fucking up. I mean, they are getting crazy, they are making mistakes, they lashing out, they do crazy stuff. Let's don't deny that, isn't it? That's simple reality. Yes, that doesn't justify the behavior, but it's simply the reality.
Here's the truth. The truth is, if I can go back, I wouldn't have stood up. The truth is, if I can go back, I wouldn't have came in late. The truth is, if I can go back, I wouldn't do this. But if was a fifth, we'll all be drunk. I say that to say I'm fully aware of my actions. I'm fully aware that I chose at that moment to be upset at Marc Lamont Hill. I chose that. He did wink. He said, "I love you, Flip," but I chose to want to point something out that was not only in response to him. I think that he just was a casualty of war, but just to the response of the people that's been accusing me of not performing, that's been accusing me of not putting my best foot forward, that's been accusing me of not doing what I have to do. And it's wrong to expect people to want you to do the best while you at your worst. They're not here to do that. They're not my therapist. They don't care. We want you to perform. I'm aware of that though. And I chose to do that. So that is manipulation to me. It's manipulate because I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. I'm not gonna sit and act I'm not aware. I know what I want. I wanted to say that. I wanted to do that. I didn't want that reaction, no. I didn't want that to because I don't want to offend. He's a nice guy. I don't want to offend him. You know what I mean? The man would go above and beyond if it's something that I need. I say, I want to go see somebody. He would lose sleep to make it happen. But I wanted to do that. For whatever my reason is, I just wanted to. I wanted to invoke emotion. And for my whole life, I've been a person that likes emotion. I like when somebody cry. I like when you get upset. I like when you get angry. I like the fact, at some point, it makes me feel like, or made me feel like throughout my life that I have power. And it was not until, what outshines that is being predictable. See, if people can predict that I'm doing that, I don't want to do it anymore. If somebody said, I know what you're going to do. I don't want to be predictable. I want to be unpredictable. You understand? So the truth is that I'm fully aware, and I think and I appreciate you being real, but I just think it's a manipulation shit that I was doing.
But let me ask you that question.
Because why we can't control our anger, Doc? Like, why I can't control, why I couldn't just be like, why did I have to do what I'm used to doing? Like when my children look at me, when my family look at me, when my wife look at me, when anybody like, you doing that shit? Can you imagine walking in somewhere and telling your family the story and they're like, again? That don't feel good. You do it so much that they don't even want to talk and waste their words because now they feel like my words are not valuable to you. My words and what I'm trying to help you grow, you don't value them. So just go ahead and do what you got to do. And then that in turn, because my family will always keep it real, but at some point you can talk and talk and talk and talk until you just want somebody to get, you go dig your own hole and go lie in it. And that's what I don't like. And that's also manipulation because in my mind, I'm going to be mad at them for giving up on me.
Yeah.
It's just a manipulative, it's just a manipulative world. And I'm just being honest. I'll be mad at my family, y'all gave up on me. Y'all didn't see nothing. Y'all didn't take your time to speak. But they spoke, and I'm aware that they spoke to me 1,000 times. So then what do you say to all that I just gave you?
One thing that comes to my mind is that you're talking about
psychotic.
No, not at all. I think you describe really a real situation, and I appreciate your honesty. I think on one side you said right now, if you're gonna look back at what happened, you would like to act differently. Yet at the same time, you're saying at that particular moment, I chose to behave in the way that I chose. Because maybe I wanted to manipulate. Now I want to create a certain kind of level of kind of differentiation. And I'll start with kind of like a statement. And this is kind of like the key. Do you control your anger, or your anger controls you? Is your emotions controlling you, or you controlling your emotions? Meaning, if you're fully aware and confident and resilient and strong and smart and mindful and aware, you can use anger as a powerful force toward your goals, to create whatever it is. Yes? Let's say when your child do something wrong, I don't know, he's touching the fire. You can say to him very, please don't do that. You can, but you are aware, yes? And you kind of like really kind of playing a game. Oh, this is serious. Don't do that. So he would gonna learn. You control your anger and you point things to him. However, if I don't know, you are not aware and he's doing something silly that simply triggers you and you flip him or slip him, whatever it is you do to him, you let your emotion controls you, you don't have a choice. You're accountable to your behavior, yes? But it's not full free choice because you're not aware. Meaning at that particular moment, to what degree you were aware of your emotions, you're aware that, okay, I'm truly calm, I'm truly collected, and I'm doing it because I look at the biggest picture, I look at everything, and I'm just kind of like, deep inside I'm relaxed. Even from outside I may be kind of making a show, but inside I'm calm. What was the inside of you? That's the key. If whoever it is triggering to you, you are the only one to know, yes? And what happened in the show, it's one example, but look at real life that happens. When is it that you're in truly control, or you let the emotions controls you? In that particular situation in the show, you share that you came some distress. Your interpretation was not, you took it too seriously, was maybe in a very narrow way, which maybe indicates that you're not fully aware of that situation. And it's not never necessarily black and white. Obviously, there is a certain level of awareness. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to say?
It does.
So again, the question of awareness is key, but for us to be aware, we also in some way have to have a good mindset. We have to have kind of like a calmness, internal calmness. Because if there is a turmoil internally, yes, we won't be able to analyze the situation properly. We allow the emotions to take over us.
So what are the steps that I need to take to not come off manipulative or not have my emotions control me and control my emotions? What are the steps you think I should take?
There are many elements that are in parallel, but the first, really, try to listen to what's going on inside of you. The body sensations, the feelings that you have, the thoughts in your mind. Yes? Is it positive? Is it negative? You take a deep breath. Yes? Kind of like a couple of times. And if there is a negative thoughts in your mind, let's say, oh, he tried to put me down, or he tried to insult me, or is disrespectful, again, like you said, try not to take it personally. If you need some clarification from that person, to ask him, why did you say that? Or maybe it didn't make me feel good. You really open yourself up. Try to be somewhat vulnerable. You share the questions that you have. Say, I don't feel comfortable. I don't know, it irritated me what you said. Why would you say that? Can you tell me more? But you don't immediately attack. Yes, you try to understand. Try to understand yourself, and you try to understand the other person. with all the purpose, again, keeping the respect, the kindness, the gentleness in the conversation. You think about de-escalation rather than escalation. You try to listen and understand more than try to make your own point. So there are many angles to that, yes? To bring that. And again, that's what we talked about. This is a practice, yes? It seems like there are many ingredients, many components that we have to bring. And that's why it's a work. It's work that needs to be done.
Well, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you, my man.
Yeah. See you soon, man.
Okay, okay, great.